Welcome. So now let's talk about human design and how it can help you in business. So first, when you realize your strategy and authority, you'll understand how to trust that. And for example, trusting your intuition and how you can use that to apply to your creativity, your marketing, and your business. Secondly, you'll learn the keys in your human design chart in the body graph, which give you access to your genius. Okay, so when you combine this ability to trust your intuition, your creative endeavors with your human design chart, your business is going to explode. Okay, so this is an internal transformation because you realize this higher potential that you have, your highest self, and from that place you operate. Okay, because you activate the highest possible expression of your creative genius. And when you cultivate that relationship with your intuition, with your authority, with your strategy, and you start trusting that inner wisdom, it shows you at the depth who you are, okay? And it gives you all the answers to all of your questions. So when you start to understand how to trust your inner being, your strategy, your authority, you will never feel lost again and never experience any self-sabotage. Okay, because at the deepest level of your being, you will have your questions answered. So that completely diminishes your uncertainty, all self-sabotage, and all the fears you have. Okay, so not survival-based instinctual fears, those unnecessary emotional and mental fears that create scarcity and self-sabotage. Okay, so for me, 3 years ago, I found 2 things that have changed my business forever. I learned how to trust my spleen, my splenic authority, and I learned how to operate from the defined centers that I have in my body graph. And the very important thing to notice is that everything in your design is connected. It can't operate independently. It operates in connection with everything else. So just because you have a certain gift, it doesn't mean that you have consistent access to it if you don't trust your strategy and authority. So you've got to see how it all works symbiotically. When you have a specific gift, you still have to trust your strategy, authority, and your defined centers, which you consistently have access to in order for you to really manifest it, to really live into it, to really be it. Does that make sense? So how does that show up? If you have a gift, for example, of being able to read the room, okay, that's a gift. Not a lot of people have that. When you understand that, now is your throat chakra, is your throat center defined or not defined? Do you need to speak or do you not need to speak? Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what it means, that they're all connected. They're in a symbiotic relationship. You can't just say you have one without trusting the rest of the process, okay? Because it's a system. So now I know, based on my system, that to operate correctly in the world, I know which centers I have defined consistent access to, which I don't, and how to access my gifts correctly. Okay? So accessing those gifts correctly, using the strategy, authority, and these defined centers is what makes this a really beautiful journey in this life. All right? So, and the other beautiful thing about human design is that you'll start to notice and understand yourself and how and why things in the past happened the way that they did. And it'll give you an explanation, a deeper level of understanding to why you behave a certain way, both in personal and in business life, which makes it like a, oh. So for example, I'm a world traveler and I constantly had experiences and a lot of synchronicities doing certain things I literally saw my dreams and my vision unfold in front of my eyes when I started using these manifesting secrets that I teach. When I started trusting my intuition, my inner authority. I literally started to live life, or life started to live through me, because human is a construct, but we were non-physical before we were human, and we're going to be non-physical after we're human, right? So now, how do we use that energy on a subatomic level, which we are here now, correctly, so that way we can experience the truest potential of who we are, right? That way we can experience life with ease and grace in collaboration as truly ourselves, just playing out our part. It's really a quantum view of reality based on the existence of an intelligent universe, which is the one consciousness which we are all part of, and we are just a divine expression playing out our part. So when we learn how to play that part, we can also broadcast who we are. It's like using a megaphone, our message to the world, so that way the people that need that frequency, that need those gifts, because we are clear on what they are, it helps us have a clear message that comes across and attracts people that need what we have, what we were born with. See what I'm saying? So it makes you a lot more valuable than just your skill set, because now you understand there's like 30, 40 gifts that come along that you used to think that come naturally to people, but they don't. Okay, so now you get to create what value you put in terms of money on what you are actually bringing to the table. See, which is way beyond the skill set, past experience, or comparison to what other people were getting paid. Because now you understand what you're truly worth and have the confidence to ask for what you need and want based on the value you know you bring. Thank you so much for listening to this lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson.